Hi Brigitte, I read through your website and there are a lot of major mistakes that you are making. Since this is just going to be a quick critique, I cannot really point out all, but what I would try to do is that I would try to point out the major one. Now, the first thing I would like to look at is the video that you have here at the top. Now, this video basically goes through the entire sales letter. This video is a complete sales presentation. So what you need to do, rather than have someone look at the entire presentation and then basically go below to see the script of the same presentation that you just gave, it would be better to have the video as being independent and the script being an alternate to the video itself. So if someone doesn't want to look at the video then and they try to click away, then you give them the option of reading the text. Okay, that is one way in which you can, do that. Now, so I would not look at critique the video, but I would look at the rest of the letter. Now, one of the major problems you have here with this letter is the structure of the information that you have. The information is just laid out not in the best way possible. For example, here you said what they're going to learn about in the letter. This is like what you call a deck copy, or the information, that would get the person pulled into reading the rest. You're preparing them for what they're going to read later on. But if someone is really a cancer patient, are they really interested in this kind of information? Are they're looking for information, or are they looking for solution to the problem that they have? And again, you are in and your prospects are in a position where they're going to want to know basically right away who you are, why should I listen to you? There are so many big companies and doctors and famous scientists who have been trying to find a cure for cancer, and they don't have a solution for it. So who do you think you are that you would have a solution for this? So it means your credibility is going to come into question right away. So one of the very first things that you have to attack once someone comes on your page is to answer the question, who are you? And why should I listen to you? Okay? So all this section, what you're going to discover in this page here, basically you're losing. By introducing this here, you're actually losing your, your readers. Telling them what they're going to learn and so forth, again, you're losing the reader. Okay? Now, let's go to the letter itself. You said, dear future character, you're about to discover the difference between those who survive and thrive and those who lose a battle with cancer. You see, beating cancer is not just about killing cancer cells or getting rid of the tumor. If it were, then everyone would be a survivor. Cancer need not be a death sentence, but it must be a passport to a new life. You can beat cancer, but you cannot continue to do the same thing and expect different results. It's time to change and make small changes in your life and doing so. Now, you have to imagine that you're in their step. You're in their shoe, rather. And they're coming to this page. You are promising that you're going to provide them with this particular kind of solution. The best way to get their attention, basically, after telling them who you are, is to tell them about the solution right away. Okay, so here you have a case where you're telling them about there's some people who survive and there's some people who don't survive, and there's a difference between those who survive and those who survive, and so forth. They're not really interested in that. They're interested in how do I survive? Okay, and and can you really help me? I don't want to waste my time, reading through a letter. At the end, I'm going to find out, well, you're not really sure about what you are. So, again, credibility is the issue, okay? And so, in that respect, here's where your letter really starts, okay? This is the real start of your letter. Here is where, this is a section here where the letter really starts, okay? So, I would suggest that you cut whatever you have at the top, and this is where your letter really starts, okay? And this is where the idea for your headline should actually come from, saying that you don't have to, and again, you don't have to apologize for the fact of that what you are not, okay? In fact, one of your best positioning is basically to show how all of these big companies are using all of these millions of research in dollars, are using all of these millions of dollars in research to find a cure for cancer, but a cure has not been found, and you're now going up, you're like the David going up against the big Goliath. Okay, and you're going to have to show angle in the way that they have some kind of an interest why they're like hiding the cure. What's the reason why, you know, these scientists have been doing all this research, this money has been going into all of these research companies, yet there's not a cure. Is there some conspiracy behind it? Is there a conspiracy theory? What is it that the pharmaceutical companies have invested that they do not want, you know, cancer to be cured and so forth? That is a particular angle that you have to come from. Okay, because you are a layperson. As far as I see from your page, you don't have a medical degree, and therefore you cannot come from the position of being an expert. You have to come from the position that you are the whistleblower. Okay, you are the layperson who have discovered this particular secret, and you're now wanting to share it with as much people as you know, as possible. So here is where your letter really starts. This should actually be the beginning of your letter. Okay, show that how over 20 years you have been able to help these patients, and then you go on to talk about how you are able to help those patients. Okay, after you've told them how you're able to help those patients, then you can go on to talk about the explanation or the reason behind why you were able to help these patients. Okay, so that is where you can get the attention now to say that I'm going to educate them. So you have to get their attention right away to promise them that, I mean, you can get results. Here as well, too, it would be good to put in some testimonials from those persons that you're able to help. Have as many testimonials as possible. If you are not an expert, you know, I train my copywriting students, you know, in this respect as well, too. I tell my coaching students this all the time. If you're writing from a position where you're not the expert, then testimonials are your friends. You need 100 testimonials. You need a million testimonials because you don't have the credibility behind your name in terms of a degree and so forth. So therefore, you have to let your prospects, your customers speak for you. Okay, and so you're going to have to get as much testimonials as possible from all of these people that you are able, you know, all of these people that you are able to help. Okay, let's move down here. And okay, here you can now go into the reason why, cancer decoded, take your steps, and so forth, and so forth. Now, here as well too is where you drop the ball as well too. And again, they don't want to read 20 videos, so you have to try to make it as short as possible. Here again, they don't want to go and do all their research. They don't want to go to the process of doing the research. They want to know that you have done the research for them and now you're giving the results. Okay, so this appears as though you are sending them to do the research for themselves. You don't want them to have to go and do the research. You want to say, I have done the research, I have applied the research, here are the results, here are my prospects and my customers, and here are the results these customers are getting. Okay, and so after you've presented that to them, then afterwards you can go and present your whatever your price, your prices and or so forth for them. Okay. Now, okay, present by here. Here you talk about beating cancer is beating cancer for life. Cancer is not a short-term disease. New research is available. Don't miss out on this vital research. And sign up for a 6-part mini course. Okay, this could have come earlier on. This should come again. I talk about the structure of the letter as well too, and this part of the letter should come before you present the pricing. Actually, tell them what is involved, what is contained in the product before you actually present the pricing. Okay, let's move on. Okay, all basic video and so forth. The original cancer library, food, supplements, treatments, and so forth. Okay, you can present these as like additional things and supplements that you can provide for them. Supplements and like bonuses that they're going to get along with the information that you are going to provide for them. But do not present your product as though you are sending them to do the research for themselves. you want to present your product in such a way that you have already done the research for them. This is the result of your research, and here now they can basically take and use the information that you have given them. So again, finally, as I said, this is just a quick critique. I'm not going through all of the detail, word for word detail, but as I said again, the main problem you have here is the structure of the letter. Okay, the letter is not structured, properly, and I indicate that where you should start, start and so forth. And also, you need testimonials from those persons that you have helped. And don't apologize for the fact that you're not a famous person. A lot of times people root for the underdog, especially if you have discovered something that the big person or the big guys haven't discovered. And I'm sure if you restructure if you just do that simple restructure, you're going to see a difference in your opt-in rate. Okay, here you said that you've had what's it 400. Okay, you said you have 400 over 400 visits and not one conversion. Okay, your landing. Okay, let me see your landing page here. Okay, this is what we were at just a while ago. Okay, that's your landing page. Let me see the other one, free series, cancer fighting foods. Let me see what this is like. Okay. Let me look at this, the anti-cancer foods and how to use them. Sign up for free guide, top cancer fighting food, including 3 free videos, PDF, and so learn how turmeric can fight, and to learn how lemon can fight. Additional to this, and so forth. And so, okay, I think here for the squeeze page as well too. The key about the squeeze page is that you need to build curiosity. Okay, so rather than name it, say learn how this thing that you have you might have in your kitchen already can help fight cancer. Don't reveal too much, okay, because you're trying to build curiosity here. So in other words, don't name the turmeric, don't name the lemon. According to one study, say this particular vegetable you can get in your supermarket, how it can reduce death by 62 pounds. So don't name these things, okay, because the person can just go and do the research for themselves. Okay, the whole idea of a landing page is that you're trying to build curiosity and you're trying to get a person to enter the information. So don't reveal too much. Okay, in other words, then you want to make this page just a teasing page. Okay, so I know that if you put these suggestions that I've given you into you apply them, I'm sure that you're going to see a difference in your